Well, it's review time for this bullcrap of a hockey game the Hawks just put on. They lose in overtime to the Vancouver Canucks 3-2. Overtime bullcrap because the Hawks did not even attempt the overtime. They allowed Horvat and his line to skate up and just shoot it in and end it pretty quick because that was just no effort in overtime. Hawks lose 3-2 to the frickin' Canucks, a team you should have beat. And now we're 4 points out of the playoffs. We get a point, but Jesus, that was a game the Hawks should have gotten the 2 frickin' points out of. Losing to the Canucks is horrible. You should not lose to that team. We get the point, but still, I'm kind of ticked off with how the Hawks played tonight because we should have beat a tired team that played yesterday. So let's get to the shots on net. In the first period, the Canucks had 11 shots, the Hawks had 10. Second period, 11 shots to the Canucks, 4 to the Hawks, because the Hawks did not play that entire period. The first entire 2 periods of the game, they were getting outplayed by the Canucks. Third period, Hawks outplayed the Canucks. They had 17 shots to the Canucks 11. Canucks played consistent with 11 shots this entire game until overtime. One shot and one shot in. That by the Vancouver Canucks. That was it. Because the Hawks did not show up and want to play the overtime, it looked like. They just wanted to get the game over with and let the frickin' Canucks win it. So total shots on net, 34 to the Canucks, 31 to the Hawks. Corey Crawford played on his head again, and this time the Hawks did not do the effort up front of him to get the W. So let's get to the goals of the game because there's one milestone from the Hawks I will have to mention. Okay, here we go. In the first period, scored by your Blackhawks, number 19, Jonathan Toews, his 31st of the season on the power play, assisted by number 88, his 100th point of the season, Patrick Kane, to make it a 1-0 Hawks lead at the end of one period. Yes, there was only one goal in the first period, and it came with basically 30 seconds remaining, and it was on a power play. But in the second period, Hawks give up an early chance because they took a bad penalty to start the Canucks off with fresh ice. So at 53 seconds into the second period on the power play to tie the game 1-1, Alexander Edler scores his 8th of the season, assisted by Horvat. Hawks should have watched out of Horvat tonight, and they did not. So the Canucks keep outplaying the Hawks this entire period because the Hawks did not show up for the second period at all. At 6:22 in the second period, scored by Marcus Granlund, his 10th of the season, assisted by Besser and Pettersson to make it a 2-1 Canucks lead. And that was the only 2 goals in the second period. And in that second period, the Hawks just had no effort whatsoever, and it was just not there. That was the worst second period. That was probably the worst period I've watched in a while, other than that game, the third period against the Maple Leafs last week. But in the third period, we have to tie the game somehow. Okay, at 16:47 in the third period, scored by number 56, Eric Gustafsson, his 14th goal of the season, assisted by number 2, Duncan Keith, and number 88, Patrick Kane, to make it a 2-2 game, so we force overtime. But overtime is where the Hawks lose the face-off. Canucks take the puck right up, and Gustafsson caught flat-footed and Bo Horvat scored with 16 seconds into the overtime, assisted by Edler, to make it a 3-2 Canucks win. That was like the worst overtime to watch because it looked like the Hawks had no effort in it to play the defense when they let the Canucks win the face-off. Jeez. 3 stars of the night from your Blackhawks for the 3rd star of the night. Number 50, Corey Crawford. Well-deserved because he was who kept the Hawks into this game. And then 2nd star of the night from your Blackhawks, number 88 with 2 assists, Patrick Kane. But then they give the 1st star to Bo Horvat because Horvat was all over the ice and the guy got the winning goal. This was a frustrating game if you were watching it. I don't know how you lose to the frickin' Canucks. They should have won it. The Hawks were the rested team. Canucks were the team that were on a back-to-back. And Hawks blew their opportunity to make it within 3 points from the wild card. But now we're sitting 4 points out of the wild card. Because the Arizona Coyotes lost to the President Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning today. I'm saying that because of the President Trophy winning, because they did clinch that today. And this was a game the Hawks should have come in with looking to win the game, and they did not. This was a frustrating loss. And down in the comments below, I want to hear what your takes are from tonight's game, because that was this one terrible game by the Hawks effort, and their winning streak is over by an overtime loss. So, thank you for watching the broadcast. I know you did not enjoy the outcome. Canucks won 3-2 in overtime over the Chicago Blackhawks, and most of all, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks, even though tonight they did not show it.